What's going on, guys? So you are in for one really special video, because this is going to show you all a product that people have been asking for a long time, and it's finally something that's come to market and you will be able to get on possibly new RVs or even as an aftermarket upgrade to your RV. I am out here at Lippert's worldwide headquarters. This is kind of their showroom where they show a lot of really cool innovation. I've shot a lot of videos so far. You definitely want to go back and check out the innovation on that toy hauler fifth wheel frame, specifically around the suspension and the pin box, because that is all absolutely brand new stuff. Go back and check out that video where we go fully in depth and we talk to the lead engineer that actually kind of manages the whole engineering division here, and the concept and the idea behind what's there, and the fact that some of that stuff is absolutely going to market and you'll be able to see it on new RVs as well as buy it as aftermarket parts. But today's video is about this beast in front of us. Again, I'm super excited to show you what's going on here. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is really cool, and this is a beautiful fifth wheel that they have inside of their showroom. You can see how they show the different types of leveling systems they have, all sorts of innovation. I love the paint scheme on it. The kitchen looks pretty dang amazing as well. All right, so I got my buddy Andrew and Tim. Andrew, Vice President of Sales. Tim, Vice President of Engineering?
Correct.
Okay, so I got two VPs here with me today, and you guys, hey look, it's Josh. That's cool. So Josh is being featured on my channel briefly on the TV, but we're going to talk about air conditioning because you all have finally brought to market a solution that the industry has been asking for so long. People have asked for mini splits in RVs, but a mini split, as much as people love them and want them, it's not ideal for an RV environment. They're not made for RVs. They're not made to be mobile. People have done it, and for the most part, they work okay, but they're not designed to handle that type of shock and abuse that they're going to see on the road. So you all have this new system. Please, Tim.
That's running right now.
That's running right now.
And I can hear you.
Check that out. Listen. It is insanely quiet. This feels to me like the thing everyone's been looking for, a mini split roof mount system for an RV. So Tim, what are we looking at, and who's going to want to present this?
I can do the majority of it.
Sure.
Tim can add in where he wants. So this is, you're looking at the 18K Chill Cube.
18K?
18K, yes.
18K?
It is.
Wow,
so,
okay.
So we set out, everyone talks about BTUs and the importance, and everyone assumes the BTU means more. A lot of times it does, but it's really about how often you change the air over is what keeps it cool, right? So when we set out to create this, we said, what are the three things we need to fix in the market, right? One was cooling, most important. Two was the efficiency of it, and then three was going to be the noise. So how we got to that is you can hear the noise of it, and if you hear it when it kicked on, it's going to have it has a variable speed compressor, so that eliminates the need for a soft start. The rest of the ACs have what we call a single zone compressor, and that's when you get your hammer on, hammer off. That gives you the loud noise, and it gives you the loud inrush, or the heavy inrush of your amps when you kick it on.
So this is an inverter compressor, I'm imagining?
Correct. Yep.
There you go. That's the term everyone's wanted to know whenever they're thinking about the next evolution of RV air conditioning.
And as we talked about, so the second part is so direct dump, as you can see, this is a direct dump. In the past, a lot of times it's been ducted because the only problem with direct dump has been the noise traditionally. The most efficient way to cool an RV or any space is going to be direct dump. That's why you can put a small window AC in a 1,000 square foot apartment and you can cool it. Meanwhile, it's harder to do on an RV. So what we did to keep the noise down is, you can see, like a mini split, you have a very similar sheet of air coming out and a louver that's moving the air. And then we've also changed the fan structure in here. So you have a centrifugal fan that's shooting out blades of air rather than a centrifugal fan that's going to be pushing the air, which is causing a lot of that whooping loud noise.
Kind of like a mini split.
Kind of exactly like a mini split, correct.
Okay.
So it's about twice as quiet as what a traditional AC would be, and then 40% more efficient, and then about 40% more cooling power than what a traditional AC would have as well.
Okay, so if I have, as an example, and I may need the engineer to chime in on this one, if I have a traditional, very common 15K BTU Furrion chill air conditioning system in my Forest River Surveyor, because that's what I have,
yeah,
and I put this 18K unit in, Both of them would be direct dump because I don't have ducting in my Surveyor. Would this actually draw less power than my smaller 15K BTU system?
It would. Yep. So it would draw less at peak because that's when the compressor kicks on. You can have an inrush of 40 amps on a 15K, on any 15K, and then this is going to max out at 14 amps, but it's not going to have the inrush as soon as you kick it on.
So I am super interested in testing one of these out for the purpose of portable battery systems. One of the reasons why people put such heavy battery systems and solar systems on their RV isn't to power the main stuff, it's to power the air conditioning units. And right now it's very difficult because of that 40 amp onrush to use some generators as well as some inverter battery banks. You just can't use them because you don't have that startup surge. So people put soft start in, but even then, soft start will actually start up at a higher amperage than this does.
Right.
Based on what you're telling me.
Right. Yep. So this does work on a 1,000 watt inverter and then also a 2,200 watt generator. And then if you do have a smaller generator or you have more power load, there's actually a gear button on here that you can throttle the compressor down to 75%. So at 75%, the max amp draw on this is going to be 11 amps, and then you can actually throttle it down one more time to 50%, and then that's going to max out at 7 amps. So if you are off grid and you're trying to conserve power, and you know you're not going to be able to get the unit maybe as cold as you need to, but you want to conserve your battery bank or your generator, then you can go ahead and throttle it down two different from 14 to 11 or 11 to 7 to make sure you can maximize your battery bank.
Now I have to ask you the question everybody is going to want to know the answer to. I would want to ask cost, but I don't know if that information is going to be available right now for retail customers, unless it is.
It is being finalized right now.
Okay.
Yes.
But the big one is plug and play. If I have a Furrion chill or even a Dometic or a Coleman unit, are you going to have versions of this that drop in and work with the existing wiring, or is there going to be significant wiring changes that have to happen?
So depending on the unit for the wiring changes, there could be converter boxes to convert over different wiring. It is this traditional 14-inch by 14-inch hole, so it is going to drop in the exact same hole, and then the wiring would be dependent on the unit you're replacing.
Okay, and I'm assuming this is not a fact, but I'm assuming it probably weighs a little less than your traditional air conditioning unit as well?
It weighs slightly, but pretty comparable. So to get to 18K, you had a higher evaporator condenser, so you had a little bit of weight there, but we did shrink some of the cassette on top, or the envelope on top, just to free up more roof space for solar panels and other, where people are trying to free up.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. The physical footprint was smaller.
It actually looks like it's taller, but that's just because the overall profile is smaller. So the height is more relative to the overall lengths, but it's actually 14 inches just like the other one.
Great, so you're not going to worry about overpasses and things if you don't worry about them today.
Correct. Yep, same height. So one other thing is it does not have your traditional thermostat. It is going to be a wall thermostat or a remote thermostat, very comparable to what we would use in a mini split, right? So it does come with a docking station on your wall, but then it does have a follow me.
I was about to ask if it has follow me
mode.
It
does have follow me mode where you can set it anywhere you want so you can lay in bed with you to make sure that the temperature that you're feeling in bed is what you want the AC to be pumping out for you.
So, and to clarify that for folks who may not fully understand what follow me is on this type of system, mini splits in this system with follow me simply means that it is a thermostat, it's portable, and wherever you put it is where it's going to base its temperature on. So if you have a hot spot in your RV, you move it to that hot spot and it won't turn the air conditioner off until it cools the entire unit, including that hot spot, down to the temperature that you have it set for.
Correct. Yep.
It's very, very cool. This is awesome. I want to do some testing, and I'm for real testing on this because in South Texas, of course, we get 112 degree days with 125, 130 degree heat index. And I'm planning on doing a lot of air conditioning testing this spring and summer because I want to really see how everything performs. And with an 18K BTU direct dump, this is great. Now, are there going to be ducted versions of this?
Yes. So the next variation, which will be launching this summer, will be the ducted version of this, and then kind of the variable or the inverter compressor lineup we'll have. So we'll also have a low Pro 15 that'll be behind that, and then also an 8K. Right, so an 8K has never been in the market before, but it's because a lot of times the bedrooms get oversized. The AC for the bedroom gets oversized to help overcompensate for the main living room. And so now that we have an AC that we believe it can have enough power to cool the main living room, you can now turn your bedroom AC smaller, pull less power, and not turn your bedroom into an ice box while you're trying to cool your main living room.
Okay, and I know some people will ask, and I'm imagining the answer is going to be no, is the box up top, the outside unit, is directional. So you want to face it, of course, so the wind
Correct.
goes a certain way. So this right now being direct dump, it's blowing the air down and forward of the unit. So if I wanted this air to come back this way, it's probably, I don't know, is that going to be possible right now?
So we put it up here just for demonstration reasons, because we could stand and touch it.
Yeah.
So really the optimal application for this
Would have been the middle.
would be the middle unit back here. We
Yep.
just put it up here just so we could hit the buttons and yeah,
Well,
show it.
and at 18K, you're also going to have air circulation. So
Right.
the air is going to circulate around here, especially if you have like a small ceiling fan like some RVs have. You're going to move the air around. So that is really nice as well.
It's
So
blowing forward, but it feels good back here.
Yeah, it feels really good back
So
here
the
as
last
well.
part about the variable speed is it's constantly running, right? But it's not pulling that high amps. It's very at nominal amps. It's pulling very little, but then it's also removing the moisture constantly
Yep.
out of the coach.
Just the
Where
process of dehumidification takes place.
dehumidification,
Yep.
correct. Where traditional is going to, the fan can run, but without the compressor being kicked on, it's not going to pull out that same amount of moisture.
Well, that is very cool. I absolutely want to test one of these out. I think that I want to try it out on different battery systems. I want to see exactly what I have, because that's been a thing I've been doing over the last year or so. I've been trying to find portable battery systems that can do an effective job powering these, at least for a sustainable amount of time. It's one thing to turn it on for 30 minutes. It's another thing to actually be able to enjoy it for a few hours
Right.
or overnight. So that's going to be really cool. This is profoundly game-changing. It really is. It's worth spending time talking about, because from a noise level, I don't have a dB meter with me right now, but I'm going to say it sounds a little louder than a microwave. It's
Pretty
probably the
close,
best way of
yeah.
saying it. I was trying to think. Coffee makers can get kind of loud. I didn't really know what to compare it to, but if you wanted to say maybe when your RV refrigerator compressors kicked in and your microwave's going at the same time, that's about how loud this is, and that means it's incredibly quiet.
Yeah, that's fair. It's about 55 decibels is what it is when
Yeah.
it's full and full.
Well below talking
Yeah.
level.
Yep, exactly.
Very cool. Man, that is super awesome. Thank you so much for showing this. Man, this makes the whole trip out here worth it. That was really cool. Thanks
Thank you.
again. Guys, tell me what you think. Inverter air conditioner, essentially a mini split designed for an RV. This is not an easy task. The RV industry has been trying to tackle this for a long time, and it takes a company like Lippert with the means to work with Furrion, a company that they acquired, to actually invent something like this that's finally come to market and designed specifically for RVs. Not something that's designed for your apartment or for a home or for a flat in the UK. This is designed for RVs, which means it's designed for the harshness, the shock, the vibration that RVs experience, which normal mini splits absolutely are not. Anyways, guys, leave a comment below. I want to know what your thoughts are. Super cool. Inverter as well. Plus it has the mini split style thermostat remote that you can carry around with you. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.